Welcome to Jay's Way. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you watching my videos. Please hit like and subscribe. Helps the videos get out there to others. And share it with anybody that can benefit from it. Now, as I'm sure you've seen the title of this video, today we're going to be talking a little bit about parenting. I've come up with a very short list of things that I think are very, very important to raising children, and I'm going to share that with you. But before I do, I want to highlight something that cannot be ignored, and that is that there is absolutely no parenting manual. It's not how it works. Every kid's different, every parent's different, every situation's different, every circumstance is different. There are some key factors that I can bring up, and the mere fact that you're here watching this video demonstrates to me that you have a desire to learn and grow and develop and try new things. That's good parenting. To me, children are a gift from God, and they are so important that to think that we can just figure it out and do it all in one way doesn't give them the freedom that they need to be who they are. So please respect the fact that every kid's different, and then be willing to adapt. Make sure you watch to the end of this video, because I've got a very important element that I want to bring up. Let's get into the list. Now, number one, emotional regulation. There are a couple of factors in regards to teaching our children about emotional regulation that I want to bring up. First, they need to gain those skills and understand that they can be happy and sad and angry and mad, and that it's okay to have those emotions. No child, no person really, should feel like because they get angry every once in a while that they're a bad person. Everyone gets angry. Everyone gets sad. It's understanding that it's okay to be in that place that starts them on the right path to overcoming it. It's okay to have emotions. It's just okay, period. Now that you've accepted that, let's work on skills to get out of that place. So, we teach our kids how to do that. We find ways to do it. You're watching this video. Again, you're looking for those solutions. Every kid's different, okay? So what works for your kid, try it. It might not work on your next kid, but continue to try those things and help them to gain those skills. However, and this leads me to the other part of emotional regulation that cannot be ignored, your children learn by example more than anything else. Your emotional regulation is just as important as the knowledge and skills that you give them. So you, as a parent, have to work on yourself and your own emotional regulation so that you can be the example that they need, so they can grow and develop into the type of person that has emotional balance and can overcome those feelings in a good way. And now number 2 on my list, discipline. Kind, firm discipline. What I want to discuss today is that all kids need discipline. The best behaved child still is going to have times and moments where they need discipline. And this is probably a thing that I've thought of my whole life, and one of the most important elements that I want to have in this video for you. And that is, the child should never, ever feel as though you do not love them when you are issuing discipline. That's the most important factor. Take everything else I say, do what you want with it, but that is my most important thing that I want to bring up. Kindness and firmness, they can coexist. Two things can happen at the same time. Children do need firm discipline. Sometimes we get angry. Jesus Christ himself threw over the tables in the temples. That's part of parenting. As long as that firm disciplinary behavior doesn't lead our children to feel unloved, then that discipline is appropriate. It doesn't matter what really you need to do. Sometimes you have to issue some sort of a, take away something, or, some parents like to use timeout, some parents spank. There's a lot of different tools that parents use. And I'm not here to tell you right or wrong, because again, parenting is different. Everybody has the way that they do things, and I'm going to respect that. I expect to be respected in how I parent my children, and I respect others in how they parent their children. Just make sure that whatever you do, the child knows why they are being disciplined, okay? And that you love them, regardless. One of the tools that I like to do, and again, not everyone's going to do the same thing, but I like to just bring a little bit of humor into it when I can. Humor is not always necessary, and it's definitely not always possible. But for example, if I tell my child that she needs to empty the dishwasher, and an hour later it hasn't been done, I will open the dishwasher and I will take out a cup and I will start saying how grateful I am that she completed her chore, and I'm just very, very happy that she's willing to listen and that she does those things to help out around the house. I'm very, very grateful for that. And I'll say that as I'm putting the cup away, making sure that she hears me with a big smile on my face. And then I'll leave, because it's still her chore. She's going to do her chore. But that's my polite, kind of silly way of reminding. And typically I get a very good response with one of my kids, not the other one. Some kids have to be told with much more firmness than others, okay? And I think as parents, we have to respect that. Just because something works with your child doesn't mean it's going to work with mine, okay? You don't get to tell me how to parent, and I don't get to tell you how to parent. And the way you parent your first child is going to be different than the way you parent your second child in terms of discipline, for sure. So find out what works and stick with it. Find out what works for you as a parent and your own personality, and what works for your child. It's always going to be different. But again, it should never, ever leave them with a feeling of being unloved. Ever. Discipline should never do that. And now the last thing on my list is to practice decision-making skills. Children are children. They are learning, growing, developing. They're not perfect, okay? You weren't either. As a parent, we need to give them information, time, and practice so that they can become fully functional individuals within society that can handle their own business and do their own thing and do things, easily and well. For example, if you're a mechanic type person and you want to teach your son how to have those skills, it takes time. It takes patience. He's not going to just automatically know how to change the muffler on your car. No matter what skill we're giving them, I don't care if it's folding laundry, I don't care if it's washing dishes, I don't care if it's jogging and exercise, it doesn't matter. Writing, all of it. Any skill, it requires our patience, and it requires that we sit back and give them the time they need to gain that skill. I really, really want to stress that we can't do everything for our children. We simply can't. If we do not give them what they need, the space and the skills and the time and the practice, the ability to make mistakes, if we don't give them that, then they're going to make mistakes, larger mistakes in adulthood. Our kids, before they go to college, as another example, need to know how to make basic meals. They need to know how to feed themselves. They need to know how to do laundry. When we do everything for them without teaching them age-appropriate skills, okay, they don't develop the larger aspect of that skill. Even if it doesn't work out perfectly, that's what gives our children the skills that they need so that they can practice. And it's not completely about like physical skills either. It's also about decision making. We have to give our kids the same ability that we do when it comes to physical skills that we do with their ability to make decisions. Let them decide. small things that are appropriate for their age, of course. Let them decide. Do you think we should buy this, or do you think we should buy this? Do you think it's wise for us to, make this type of financial decision, or should we wait? It's okay to bring them into those decisions in a way that, gives them the feeling that they're involved and allows them to be part of the process, because they have to make their own decisions as adults. So it's really important that we work on that now and give them that skill. Again, I want to reiterate that parenting is not a universal thing that can just, be learned and you're done. Every kid's different, and we have to respect that. But when we do, we end up with a child who grows into an adult, becomes independent, has the skills to care for themselves, the ability to handle their emotions, to make positive decisions, and they feel loved and appreciated. Peace, love, and joy comes from the effort in trying to do so.